A Jack Daniels swilling, pizza eating, dog hating, whore using, cocaine abusing, hairy back, big belly blowhard from New Jersey. The fat little bastard known as Artie Lang.
Dave?
Yeah, buddy.
You hear me? What's up, man?
Nothing. Just driving home in this traffic crap.
Oh, you're driving? I'm sorry, man. Who are you with?
I'm with myself.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were with your kids or something. Did you go to with your kids to practice or something?
No. I coach high school.
Oh, you coach? No, you coach high school baseball.
Yeah, high school that I went to, I ended up taking over the head coach job.
Oh my God, what a thrill that must be for that man! All right, we'll start the interview, but y'all get into that too. That's amazing. All right, thanks again, buddy, as always. All right, Artie Quitter podcast. My next guest is, according to Twitter, I took a poll. Very, very sort of like a Trump poll. The polls that show Trump beating Hillary. No, honestly, I asked favorite guest that I've had on in the entire time I've been doing this, and David Wells won. And listen, the final vote was a guy whose nickname is Artie's Bloated Liver, and he voted for you. And no, seriously. Yeah, and another guy was Gay Rod. Gay Rod voted for you.
Gay Rod and Artie's Bloated Liver.
Right. There you go. There's Twitter. Well, because of course, so they love you. So you're always great on the show, and the great David Wells. What's up, buddy?
Nothing, man. Just finishing my day of coaching high school baseball, and now I'm going to enjoy my evening. I'm going to go home, get out of the traffic,
get
away from all these crazy people on St. Patty's Day, and
right.
Avoid the DUI.
I forgot about that. Yeah, it's St. Pat. Oh my God. Oh, St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, I used to have. I got some stories about that. There's a lot of St. Patrick's Day I don't remember.
Ditto.
You ever have any crazy St. Patty's Days when you're in New York? Do you ever go to the parade and do that whole thing there?
No, we usually did them in now because we were in spring training. So.
Oh, that's right.
Down in Florida.
Yep. Okay, you're in Florida.
So down in Florida, we had some crazy, whatever it was, Bennigan's or you name every Irish pub down there. We were in it, and
right.
God, it's so easy to forget stuff when you're hammered.
Absolutely. So, you're David Wells. You can get away with anything. You're in traffic. Are you drinking right now?
No, hell no.
Of course not. I'm kidding.
Oh, I'll wait till I get home.
It is amazing. So you're in the San Diego area, right?
72 and sunny all year round, buddy.
I know. Isn't it amazing though? I lived in Southern California, and I actually dated a girl. And when I first got out there in 95, 96, her parents had a lot of money. God, did they hate me? But I would go down there, and I lived in L.A. San Diego is the perfect town because it's the weather of L.A. without the show business assholes, without the pretentious jerk-offs in show business. And it's just a calm, great place to live. It might be the greatest place to live in the country, right?
Yeah, it's like, it's like a sore rooster. You can't beat it.
Yeah. See, Artie's Bloated Liver just tweeted, that's why he's my favorite. Well, let me tell you how cool David Wells is. Let me tell you what he's doing right now. I didn't even know this about him. You are the head coach now of the high school baseball team at your
Oklahoma High School.
Yeah, your old high school. You went there.
Yes. Yep.
Now, what a thrill it must be for these kids. I mean, so how long have you been doing that for?
This is my second year as head coach and fifth year helping out.
Wow. So what made you decide to do that? It's something you were bored and you figured out trying to help out, or you always want to do that or coach and stuff like that?
Ding, ding, ding! You hit it. I was bored.
Right, you were bored. You were bored because.
Well, I was trying to get a job in MLB, but nobody's hiring. And it kind of, you're going to winter meetings, you're talking to, the teams that you played for, trying to get in, and whether it be bullpen coach or pitching coach, even minor league stuff.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard. When you get shunned for about 8 years, it kind of sucks. And so you know what? And then you go to your high school and they love you, so what the hell?
So you would take...
And I love it because I've got some good kids.
Yeah. So you would take back a high school coaching. I mean, you would take a major league managerial job. You would want that?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a big commitment, man. Could you go back to the traveling and sitting through all the games? That's I don't know. You don't want to do that, right?
No, I wouldn't mind doing it. It's just like, to me, it's just something that I enjoy the game of baseball. It's what I know,
right,
my whole life. But to me, to be a manager at that level is, it's a big commitment and a lot of things. But I think I'd be thrown out of more games than any other coach. Earl Weaver, or those guys.
Yeah.
I would be. Yeah, it would just be something to me that I couldn't do. But pitching coach, because I'm not a guy that's in your face. I don't yell at you. I don't.
Right.
Do that. You piss me off, I make you run. I'll make you go run 10 poles or 20 poles or whatever.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem too with the way the league is now. You'd have to learn Spanish. Right? I mean, all the
yeah, I know I just know all the bad words, so I'll just get by with that.
I know. There's hecklers at Yankee Stadium that took Rosetta Stone just to learn the sentence "you swing like a pussy" in Spanish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's how you do this. I love the Rosetta Stone. Yeah.
Yeah. There's guys from like Ronkonkoma, Long Island, going, "Yeah, I just need to learn. What is it? Hey, lo tengo la punta."
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Manny Ramirez, lo tengo la punta, you jerk off.
That was great because you get some very crafty hecklers that are just not the derelict, the dumbasses that just go out there to do it.
Right.
But you get the crafty ones, then you enjoy it because then you get a good chuckle out of it. And to me, that's what ranking's all about. But at the end of the day, the guy's like, hey, you know what? Still a good player or whatever, not a hater, but a good heckler. That's what you want.
Well, I had 5 my season tickets when I was on the Stern Show. I had 5 rows behind third base, okay? And you might remember this guy. It was back when I partook in drinking. I was, by the third inning, because the Stern Show, that was, all the fans of the show were there. They would send me drinks. I would get my own drinks. By the third inning, I had drank like a carafe of Jack Daniels. I mean, like a spackle bucket of whiskey. And the Red Sox had, of all teams, the Red Sox, you might remember this, had a third base coach who was an Asian guy. He was about 4'11", and his name was Kim. His last name was Kim.
Yes, I remember.
Okay.
Great musician. Or magician. He was a great magician.
He was?
He used to do magic tricks like crazy. Yeah.
Is that true?
Awesome.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I would get drunk and okay. Because he was so short, he had to hear me. As a matter of fact, a couple of times he looked back and was like, "Oh my God!" I had the whole place laughing because I would just be nonstop. We called him Lil Kim, the rapper. Hey, it's Lil Kim. It's Lil Kim. Rap something for us, and we would go like, "How's it feel to be the last guy to know it's raining?" One time I said to him, "Hey Kim, I saw your driver's license picture. You can see your feet."
Oh my God! See, that's good, but then at the end of the day, you respected him, right?
Right. Well, listen, yeah, he would look back and laugh sometimes, but the problem is because I was drunk, it was non-stop. It was just a barrage. Because I know as a comic, I know every short joke on the planet, and it just and plus he was a Red Sox. It was perfect. It was perfect.
Oh,
and, yeah.
They got to know if you're a coach with the Red Sox or the Yankees, and you better take the abuse because it's coming.
Right. Oh, exactly. And then, in the old days, I remember going to see Greg. Greg Nettles would yell back at people. I remember being a kid seeing that. But again, you were one of the reasons people love you so much is you were a throwback to those days where you really related to the guys. I'm not into the Yankees as much as I was. You were sort of the last era where because I could relate to the guys. The Yankees in the '70s sort of, they didn't make a ton of money. Some of them worked at UPS in the winter, but they didn't have. These guys now are they're traveling corporations, private jets, and I'm all for everybody playing the game, but if they can't speak English, it's less relatable too. So I don't really know much. It's hard to invest in a Yankee player now. You're a guy. You're a guy you root for, and you relate to him. It's hard.
It's not so much. I mean, anybody can basically relate to an athlete that can't speak the language, because now you got international, you got the Japanese, the Koreans, you got all these people, and it's hard for them because the language barrier is tough. How about living in our own damn country and going to a restaurant and getting your order, and you can't get it? They can't get it right because they don't speak English.
That's true. That's right.
That's what pisses me off.
I know. It's like it's not my fault. I'm living here. I'm in St. Louis. Speak English. I agree with you.
Exactly.
The Yankees in the '70s. The only player that didn't speak English was Mickey Rivers.
No. And you could barely understand that.
Oh my God, Frank Messer. I wish I had this. Maybe YouTube has it somewhere. It was a rain delay, and Frank Messer, who was a really conservative Yankee announcer, older guy, tried to be very classy. It was a historian about baseball. Interviewed Mickey Rivers, and here's kind of how it went. He said, Mick, right now you're batting .331. The All-Star break is coming up. Do you think you'll hit 300 this year? Well, I come back with the back. Frank, coming up on second. And then there's a pause, and he goes, Mick, right now you're leading the team in stolen bases. Do you think you'll continue to steal bases at this rate? Well, I come back with the base, coming 75 miles of bases. Mick. He just kept barreling through. And
Dude, let me tell you. I'll tell you something, and you're right, because Mick does talk, he gets on a roll.
Right.
Let me tell you something. That dude he's pretty intelligent when it comes, and he's got stories. His memory is off the chart, how good it is, and the stories that he can tell you were back in the 70s, and even when he was in the minor league days. But I kid you not, Artie, if you ever get a chance, get Mickey Rivers and Oscar Gamble, because those two need to do a reality show together.
I would watch that. You have no idea. I would watch that so religiously. If those two did anything together, I would go. Well, I agree. Mickey does. Obviously, he was a really smart player, and I always said this, and I have this too. When I went to L.A., when Sylvester Stallone is an example of it. If you're a neighborhood guy and you grow up in like the city or down in the South, you could sound like stupid, but if you're really smart and you sound stupid, you have something over on people because they don't take you seriously, and then you get by in life. You become a winner. Sylvester Stallone's like that. He sounds like he's like a neighborhood guy, but he wrote Rocky. The guy's a writer, and now he's a billionaire banging a model. And screw us.
It's unbelievable. Mickey is like, I love that guy to death. He's so funny, and that son bitch can dance better than anybody, better than Michael Jackson.
Is that true? Well, he was a fan favorite, absolutely, and a throwback. But you know what? You were the guy who told us a story about A-Rod. You talk about people who can't relate. Where you're a guy, you're a superstar, you're an all-star in yourself, in your own right. You pitch a perfect game, and A-Rod's one of these guys who's out there in the galaxy with younger people, and you bite the bullet and you swallow your pride a little, and you ask it. You say, A-Rod, hey, this guy, I never do this, but this guy wants you to sign something. And A-Rod turns you down, right? A-Rod says no. He wouldn't do that for you, a teammate.
And that sucks. A lot of guys do that because you know what? They're afraid of their own shadow. I mean, they've been very successful, but you know what? They put it upon themselves because they surround themselves with a posse.
Right.
They put themselves with like bodyguards when you don't need to. If you know how to handle yourself, you don't need to. And and A-Rod doesn't need to do that kind of stuff because he's an intelligent guy, but he just puts himself in bad situations that, he doesn't need to.
Right.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Because if you don't surround him and you don't believe in the BS that you hear, it should just brush it off. Who gives a crap what people think about you? As long as you do your job and with that, but, if I worried about everybody, what they had to say about me negatively, then you know what? I don't think I'd be the guy I would. I'd be worried. It's like Bud Selig. That son of a bitch Google himself every day to see what people are saying about him. Who gives a shit?
No, I know, man. Yeah, and you're so right. That's a good point with the Googling. Nowadays with social media, people, in my business, show business, they do it all the time. It's like calm down with the Twitter followers and blah, blah, blah. And I grew up in a day where, especially with Italians from North Jersey, people following you was a bad thing. You know what people following?
Right.
Well, so much of pitching is psychological. I think the fact that you had that attitude where it helped you. I mean, because you're going to have to deal with people yelling, and that's a psychological thing, man. But pitching 9 innings of baseball is because of an arc. You got to really what was your pitch count, Dave? Like, what was what did you not want to go over? Like, what pitch count range are you pitching great in?
I didn't care.
You didn't care. You never cared. Yeah.
Our job was to finish the game, and that was it. Whether it was 100 pitches or 150 pitches, I mean, it's the discretion of the manager or the pitching coach to say, hey, we got to go get them. Because if you're struggling, they're going to come get you. Right. If you're not struggling, you're going to go out there. Some guys want to see what you're made of, but now, you don't get that opportunity now. It's after 75, 80 pitches, you're out of the game. That's why all these guys...
I was going to say...
All these guys are looking in the dugout.
Right. Well, I was going to say, how many pitches did you throw in your perfect game? Do you know?
I think I threw 111 or 117.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's well, I mean, again,
wasn't very bad.
Right. And how many strikeouts you have in the perfect game?
11.
Wow, what a game, man. So you're coaching high school ball, and these guys, what do you think of the kids nowadays, Dave? With the social media, they say this generation is so different because of, computers, internet, and stuff like that. Are they tough to coach, these kids nowadays? Do they seem more aloof, or are they good kids? What's the deal there?
Depends on the coach. I mean, to me, I set my own set of rules, and I said, here you guys go. I make them sign it, and I make their parents sign it.
Right, okay.
So that way, when somebody does something to get out of line, I just show them the piece of paper and say, you signed it, sucker, not me. Right. Your mom and dad signed it, so don't come crying to me if you don't make the team or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So
that's a good way to handle it. I mean, that's interesting. It's because these kids nowadays, they don't. A lot of kids, I find that some of them come to my stand-up shows in their early 20s or late teens. They all are kind of raised by the internet. They don't know how to interact with people, and they could seem arrogant.
That's so funny you say, because it's so correct. And you know what? They don't have any people skills, and that's what you need to do. That's what organized sports is for to be teammates, have a team, root for a team, be part of a team, and that's where you learn your social skills. You learn your mindsets. You see all different walks of life, but these kids are so turned on by YouTube and all this stuff. They don't have a life. They're all with their thumbs instead of with their mind. And I love what Goose Gossett said. About especially with guys showing each other up, because back in them days when Goose played, you're going to wear one underneath either one in your earlobe or somewhere on your body. You're going to wear one. And then when he went after Joey Bats, to me there's a lot of credibility there. But then when he said with all these the sabermetrics system, you got to there's some validity to it. There is some positive stuff, but you can't do the whole thing by sabermetrics. You really can't, because you know what? The computer doesn't have a heartbeat. It doesn't have feelings. It just spits out numbers. And that's what these young generation are doing, because you got these guys that never played the game, and now all of a sudden they're experts.
No, right.
I totally agree with Goose on that, because of the fact is the only way you're going to learn is by your peers and how you're going to go out there and play. This guy, you lead by example.
Yeah.
So if this guy's playing hard, that's the way I should be playing. If I want to play, I got to play like that.
Yeah, you got to do it. Right.
Not what a computer says.
Yeah, you got to do something. Yeah, they do. They think they know everything about life, but they haven't experienced it. Don't play Grand Theft Auto. Steal a car. That's what I tell these kids.
Well, you don't want to condone that, but you're right.
Now, listen, Derek Jeter. You said you were bored, and you figured out a way post career to enjoy yourself. But you're a guy, but you're a great liver of life. You like, and you clearly like people. You're hunting, you're fishing, you're coaching. Derek Jeter, is a guy, had all that glory. Doesn't seem like an outward guy. A lot of us in New York, a lot of people are debating this, what he's going to do. He doesn't seem like a guy who's going to coach. And, let's face it, he's not going to keep banging the same chick forever. That Hannah Davis has to know that, right? It's going to have to...
She better. That's a good one.
She better.
Well, she better, yeah. She's very nice. I've met her. She's sweet.
Right.
I would just... if I was him, I'd keep her in a nightgown and slippers.
We always, we were doing a bit a couple of weeks ago where, like, if Don Zimmer was still alive, she signs a prenuptial agreement where Derek Jeter, all he's obligated to do in the marriage is have sex with her. Everything else Don Zimmer has to do. So it's like Jeter has sex with her, but Zimmer has to go. If she has to go to her sister's wedding, Jeter doesn't have to. Zimmer goes to the sister's wedding. I'm at the. Hey, Derek, it's Don Zimmer. I'm at the sister's wedding. I'm at the buffet table.
Classic.
I'm at the buffet table.
Yeah, he's gonna get married, and he's gonna have a great life. I mean, if they look at it, he's successful, leads by example. But you know what? He's not afraid to go out and have fun with his buddies. That's the thing. He's not afraid of the public.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people get.
Is that true?
Themselves so bad.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that because, he likes to go out with his well, that's the thing. Yeah, he's going to have to adjust, especially if he gets married, because he liked having fun with his buddies, but his buddies are usually 5 Puerto Rican strippers, right? I mean...
No, he's that guy gets it.
No,
that guy gets it.
He gets it. He gets a lot. Now
we're all jealous.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you did fine. Speaking of that, the the politics now. I don't know how much you get into this, but there's such a divide now with Republican and Democrat. You've had them all. What's the difference between Republican and Democratic pussy?
What? You know what? I don't know. One's aggressive and one's not.
One has affordable housing.
One will rip your shit off, and the other one will take your money. I don't know.
That's great. Yeah, I was going to say Republican. You get some grand old pussy.
Yeah. Oh my God! But be careful; they fight back.
One takes your money. They all take your money. Let's face it. That's
what's funny is I've never voted. I've never voted in my life, but if I was to vote, I would definitely go Republican.
Right. Well, I was going to say.
What's that?
I was going to say, are you a Trump guy? Like, are you getting into this? Well, what do you think about all this stuff?
I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
I do. I mean, more so than anything, watching these debates and all that, there's a lot of smack talking, and Donald, he holds his own better than anybody.
Yeah.
Because, the guy has been around, he's failed, he's succeeded, he's failed, he's succeeded, and so he's done, The Apprentice, he's had so many positive things, and he's not afraid to take chances. I don't believe that he can be a conservative when he needs to, but my thing is that he's doing all the right things. Is he valid to run our country? You know what? I think people will be scared shitless if he did, because he's not afraid he's not afraid to come after you.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. I think we need a guy. Don't you think we need a guy for maybe at least 4 years? The way stuff is, that at least ISIS is a little scared of. Like ISIS is not scared of Barack Obama. They clearly, I mean, and Iran too. Iran is just blowing up.
He's Muslim.
Yeah. Right. Listen.
Nothing against him, but
right.
I'm just saying,
I understand.
But you see a lot of things that, he just, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I got a lot of friends that are very political.
Right.
And I mean, they just have nothing good to say about Barack Obama. I mean, they don't.
Yeah, it's very divided, man. It is. It's like it's never been like this before, and it's very entertaining. But the people that dislike Obama are going to get somebody like, it could get a guy like Trump elected, and that's the thing. Those Iran people are just, I mean, they're just in our face, like no respect at all. They're not scared of Biden. We might need for just a few years a guy like Trump to where ISIS goes, look, this guy's nuts. We better not do anything. And, Hillary Clinton barking like a dog, and, she's losing to a guy who's 111 years old. You know what an assassination plot is against Bernie Sanders? Dave, you just have to wait. Right now we're killing Bernie Sanders.
or buy him about a 21-year-old hooker. And,
exactly.
I'll do the trick.
Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine a 21-year-old hooker? Oh God! Especially, I mean, look, his wife looks like Greg Luzinski.
Oh my God!
You got that reference.
Oh my God! But yeah, she might rock his world. He might have his last great, his checkout was with the 21-year-old. Hello, I want to do that.
That's the way to go. I think one of the Rockefellers did, right? Nelson Rockefeller. One of them, they died getting laid. Yeah, Richard Pryor said, that motherfucker came and went at the same time.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But no, you know what? Give Trump, if he does what, God bless him. But you know what? Give him 4 years. In 4 years, you don't have to reelect him.
You see what happens.
See what he does.
You see what happens.
You can always get impeached. You can always get impeached. I think, didn't that happen to Nixon?
Yeah, Nixon had a bunch of. Nixon was like, "Listen, have 5 guys rip off the. We'll cover it up."
Yeah, exactly.
He got impeached for the cover up. Yeah, not even for the act. Well, hey, look, it's obvious all these people are liars. Hillary Clinton looks like the greatest liar of all time, and Bill Clinton was, now he's got that gaunt look from the surgery, and people thought he was a great sort of. He just seems like a guy who wants to fuck your wife at a party. Bill Clinton and Hillary, could you imagine that, Dave? She sold her soul. Hillary Clinton wants a job to where she goes to work every day in an office where her husband got blown by a fat chick.
Oh my God. Well, she's going to hit the butler. She makes it. But she's going to get back at him. She can't wait to get back at him.
Oh, dude, after this interview, you're going to be the most popular guest by a long shot.
Well, I tell you what. You know what? She didn't get it on the desk. She's going to get on the desk. And it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, listen. When I heard that Bill Clinton risked the presidency, the most powerful job in the world, for a woman, I said, I can't wait to see this woman. She's got to be the hottest chick of all time for him to risk that. And then, I knew he was sick when I saw her. It was me in a beret.
It ain't David.
Holy
David too.
Holy
you picked up.
It was Don Zimmer in a beret.
Oh God.
What?
Oh my God, that is too funny.
It is great. Well, so you're going to vote this time? Are you going to get out and vote or no?
No, fuck.
No, fuck. That's the best. Oh, that's fantastic. No. Now, Sue, who do you?
They always say every vote counts, but I call bullshit on that.
Yeah, no, of course it. I mean, come on. There's a great black comic, Earthquake. in 2004. He said, I was sitting at home. I never voted before in my life. I was eating Doritos on my bed, and I saw Puff Daddy on MTV. He said, you got to get out and vote. I'm like, shit, this must be serious. I got out and voted, waited online for 4 hours. This motherfucker lost by 3 million votes. I'm like, shit. Now these white people got my real name. I said, fuck you, Puff Daddy. You know shit about voting. Stick to remixing.
That is too funny.
I'll give you the best punchline ever this guy had, Dave. You're gonna love this. He talked about how John Kerry, they got him to run for president, but his wife is Teresa Hines. You know, the mustard and the ketchup. That's his wife.
Right.
He's got all that money. So Earthquake's like, you got all that money. I would never work again. If I was married to Teresa Hines, I said, Earthquake, you want to be president? I'm like, shit, my bitch owned ketchup. Every time my brother order French fries, ka-ching. my bitch owned ketchup.
Oh, that is too funny.
My favorite punchline ever. So you got the guys out, and how's the pitching staff looking? You got any lefties? You got any good lefties? That's rare in high school, right?
Yeah, I don't have any lefties, unfortunately, but I got a kid that's committed to Oregon.
No kidding. Okay.
T1 school, and then I got another kid. He's a senior, but he doesn't throw all that hard, but he pitches, spots. He's just a spot guy, so he's very effective. And then I just got all underclassmen that are doing a great job. I mean, we're 3-2 right now. We could easily be 4-1, possibly 5-0. We lost a game the other day. Kurt McCaskill, the ex-pitcher for the Angels, and all that. Yeah, he coaches Torrey Pines High School, and
no shit.
So
wow.
they beat us. Yeah, they beat us 1-0 in 14 innings.
Man.
So
there's a pitching. See, that's the difference between Sandy. I grew up in North Jersey. You got two ex-major leaguers. Our head coaches were, one guy did drywall, another guy hung sheetrock. You guys are, that's amazing. You got 5 games under your belt already. See, it's warm there. They don't start here till April, like the regular season. So, and look, it's just me and you talking. Nobody listens to this podcast. It's just my cousins. Be honest with me. How many of the players' mothers have you banged? I mean, how hot are they? San Diego MILFs. Just how? I mean, come on. How many?
Artie, I'd be lying if I told you 1 or 2, but I haven't.
You're a good guy. I mean, listen, I'm just curious. I'm just curious how many in 17 years, how many that high school is going to have a kid that for some reason is a great left-hander. It doesn't look like the father.
Yeah. Most confusing day in Point Loma High School. It's David Wells Day.
The father looks like is a paper thin.
Yeah, who's that crafty left-hander out there, man? He looks just like Homer.
Yeah, there's no lefties in my wife's family or my family.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. Well, listen, I wish you the best. That's an amazing thing. I just hope you don't get bored with what if you get bored with this? I mean, the hunting, the fishing. You got homes all over the place, right? You got a place. Did you have a place in Michigan? Where else do you live?
No, I go all over the place. I love spending time in New York with my boy David Cohn.
Yeah, you and Cohn are best friends. He's the guy you talk to the most, right? Right. Okay.
Yeah. So Dave and I, when I'm there, we golf. I met a couple other people over the last year or so that we just do a lot of golfing in Jersey and all over the damn place there. But Michigan, a little bit of Florida, not much, not a whole lot in Florida, but a little bit because my wife. My wife's from there, so
right. Okay,
got to do that.
I mean, you just again, whenever we talk to you, again, you sound like life's good, and I'm so happy about that because I'm telling you, man, I bring it up every time, Dave, and I don't mean to bring this up to you, but as a fan, the day of that trade, man, when we got Clemens, the great, coming off the greatest team ever, possibly in '98, you throw that perfect game. And all the hardcore Yankee fans are like, guys, we don't need. We're going to win again with Wells. Of course we're going to, and it's going to be a more fun team. I don't want that guy with that intense look like he's. I mean, Roger Clemens. We know why now what he was doing, but he had a guy look like a landscaper shooting up his ass every night. I mean, I don't know what that guy's deal was, but we had that guy in Stern. The guy who supposedly got on the drugs. He had the dirtiest fingernails I've ever seen in my life. He looks like he just changed the transmission in a Corvette, and he's shooting up David Wells. I mean, Clemens always had a look on his face like he was about to rape your cat or something. He just, he wasn't a guy you liked. It was one of the saddest days, in my opinion. I've been a Yankee fan my whole life. Thurman Munson dying, terrible. That game where we lost to the Red Sox in 04. With the bloody sock and everything, but you getting traded. When I heard that I'm telling you, man, terrible. And I mean, I'm giving you props, but
gotta ruin my day with all that. It was great until you brought the trade.
Well, I'm trying to give you a compliment in a way because yeah, it is. I mean, you get the asshole GM. We were able to get Roger Clemens. No, you had the guy. You had a guy New York loved, and we loved you at Howard. Howard loved you. You were on the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I missed that knucklehead too. So it's,
well,
it's all good. A lot goes on. We enjoy it.
Well, no, you. I'm glad. Put it this way. I'm glad you're happy. You have a great life, clearly, and you deserve it. And now you're coaching at your old high school, and. You ever go back to your old locker and see if the joint you hit in 1978 is still there?
No, we didn't have a locker room back then.
Did you go to college, Dave? Were you a college guy? Did you get recruited right out of high school? Did you go to college?
I got recruited, but I never went. I signed.
You signed? Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
That's the move. Start living life. Well, again, I bring that up because we love you so much, and now we love you on the show. And good luck with the high school team. And I mean, listen, man, will be a lot of fun. I live in Hoboken, New Jersey, which is right across the river from the city. We'll get you a car. You come in if you have a couple of minutes, and bring code if you can. That'll be great. But if not, we'd love to have you. If you got a couple minutes to come in live one day, we'll get a big Italian meal in Hoboken. It's where Frank Sinatra was born, so they do Italian here. I got a view of the city, and I'd love to have you on the show live one day because,
I'll be in in June, so I'll make it happen.
Look, I know you're probably in and out, and you're probably busy getting pulled in a million different directions, but that would be amazing. So we'll look for it in June.
Perfect.
But real quick, I got to ask you about this White Sox guy. The guy did you hear this story about?
Yeah, I read it today. David LaRoche.
Yeah.
Actually, his dad was my AAA pitching coach, and you know what? There's merit to it. I mean, yeah, you want to have your kid there, the experience, but I kind of agree with Kenny Williams. You don't want your kid there every day. You don't want to take away from. Yeah, every day is not good. You want to. You don't want the kid because there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the clubhouse. You don't want your kids to hear.
Right.
Now you got to watch your P's and Q's out of respect for your teammate, but out of respect for the little kid. And there's a time and place for it, but not every day.
No, I know. You hit it on the head to me. It's the everyday thing. Why insist on that? Sure, bring your kid every once in a while, but the everyday thing. I mean, there's only so much oxygen for the stripper in your clubhouse box there before you take her out.
Well, let me tell you, Rochi was there when I was in AAA. His dad was my coach, and he was there. Him and his brother were there. Adam and his
right.
Okay. So they were both there, Andy and Adam, and so I hung out with them. I played catch with them when they were little kids, hung out, but no, they weren't in the clubhouse every day with us.
Sure.
So to me, it's just there's a time and place for it. Yeah, a couple days a week, that's fine, but not every day. No, I need to be. I need to let loose. I need to let.
Well, that's right. You're an adult. You're an athlete, like you say, the camaraderie. And also, I didn't realize that his father was LaRoche. His father was Lalab. Did he have that? He's the guy that did the Lalab.
Yeah.
Thing, right? Yeah. Okay.
The Ephus.
Yeah, I remember. So that's his old man. I didn't know that. I agree with you.
Great family. Great family. Great. great people, but yeah, you got Roachy. You gotta leave your kid at home once in a while.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Leave the kid home. The famous story is Billy Martin. Ken Griffey had Ken Griffey Jr. when he was 10 years old in the clubhouse, and it was in the news. Billy Martin screamed at Ken Griffey and screamed at Ken Griffey Jr., and Ken Griffey was all mad at Martin. He threw Ken Griffey Jr. out of the clubhouse when he was 10. It's like he should have signed them right there.
He could have. That would have been great.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, Dave, listen, I'll let you go. Another amazing interview. In June, dude, if you got time, let us know, but call in anytime you want. And
Perfect.
Good luck to you, buddy.
Thanks, Artie. I appreciate it.
Man, always great. The great David Wells, man.
All right, guys. Take care.
Take care of yourself. Again, just a great guy. How loose he is. That's how you should be. I mean, again, guys create problems. You see a lot of these players. They get upset about stuff. They get causes like you're gonna go save the spotted owl or something. And Wells is a good guy. I bet he's as generous as they come. But it's like he's living his life and he's having fun. He knows how to live. Coach in high school. That's how dude. Like Dan, how great is that?
Oh, it's got to be amazing.
Yeah, that's you see a guy who pitched a perfect
game. Hungover.
Yeah,
hungover.
Of course, that's the great. You know how hard that is to pitch a perfect game. That's not discussed enough to that. 27 guys, 27 major league guys. Unbelievable. You got guys who can't throw 27 strikes in a whole game. All right. We'll take a break. Some stuff to talk about. My old buddy, Bubba the Love Sponge, the shit that's going on with him and Hulk Hogan. And I know all these people, every player. Hulk and I became friendly. Hulk was always real nice to me, always supportive of me on the air when I went through my troubles. And a great, great guy. And Hulk and Bubba introduced me. I did stand-up in a theater outside of Tampa in Clearwater, Florida. And Bubba and Hulk Hogan came to the show and introduced me, and it was really great. Hulk Hogan got me in a wrestling hold, which, by the way, I can, like John Stossel say, it's not fake. But Hulk Hogan, I will say, Hulk Hogan is a great guy, and the Bubba I knew was a great guy too. So, did they? I never saw Hulk Hogan in a party situation. It was just sort of. Actually, I always saw him with either his wife or his new wife, who we really loved. She was at that stand-up show. They were a great couple, but. There were two separate occasions when I was in Tampa working where I went out on a little mini yacht with Bubba. Stuff going on that boat. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, my God. My God. Let's just say a few strippers that saw some stuff they shouldn't have might have been overboard.
Oh.
Whoa, honey. Whoa, you slipped. Oh, I wasn't wearing a rubber. Oh, you slipped. No, I'm kidding. Of course, that's not true. I always wore rubber. No, put it this way: Bubba knew how to party on a boat. Nothing illegal. It's legal to light an M80 and put it in a stripper's ass, right?
Yeah. In international waters, it is.
Of course. I went a couple of parties on boats where. There were a lot of very friendly girls. But, of course, I wasn't with Dana at the time. I was in between Dana. What year was that? We'll talk about it later. No, of course I wasn't.
I think you were on a break.
We were taking a break.
I didn't even know you, but I think you were on a
It
break.
was one of those times we were taking a break. She was getting ready for her sister's wedding. Bubba, great guy, but there's shit going on. Like, this is one of those terrible. What's going on if you don't know it? Again, I was classic Howard. And I always say Howard, how generous Howard was. It was surprising to us how much Howard embraced Bubba the Love Sponge when we went to Sirius, but it made total sense. Howard and Don Buchwald, his agent, very bright guys. Bubba was always a guy who was feuding with Howard, but he was one of those smaller DJs who Howard didn't know there was a feud. Bubba said there was. But a really talented guy on the radio, Bubba. Man, a great voice and just knows how to speak and be funny. And had a great crew around him, real funny people. And their producer was a guy named Brett, who works for Howard now, I believe, or Sirius, who was amazing at what he did. And Spice Boy, 25 Cent, Manson. You remember all the guys. And Bubba was amazing. And he had a following, and that's what you needed for Sirius. He had people who would go there because he was there, and that was key to it. And he was good at what he did. So Howard really embraced Bubba, and he became important to the whole thing. And he announced he was going to get married to this smoking hot chick. This was probably 2007, early 2007. Smoking hot chick, but like stripper hot, but also very pretty too. Her name was Heather, and she seemed cool. And Bubba was always in the beginning of posting stuff on Facebook. He's always put her in a thong, her naked, go, whoa, like on another level, like very Tampa. Stuff like that goes on in Tampa. These boat rides I went on were very Tampa, put it that way. Doesn't happen in Secaucus. And, Bubba is a guy who's a radio guy. When you talk about looks, like myself, he's a guy that, when you talk about, when you say what does Bubba look like, Art, you go, well, he's a guy that, when you say to me, Art, is Bubba a good-looking guy? You go, well, he's one of those guys that, yeah. Heather's very beautiful. And people say, Heather's gorgeous. And, they have met Bubby, and they go, is Bubba like as beautiful as Heather is? Like the male version. You go, well, I don't know if that even exists as a compliment to Heather. I mean, come on. Bubba, whatever. He's a radio guy. And, but again, I love how these chicks all say, you're worried that a girl's going for you because I have the same situation as Bubba. I'm a radio guy, but for some reason I've been on television. They say, these girls say, you're my type. I'm not into you just because you're famous and have some money. I've always been into guys like you. You're my type, which means okay. You have a poster of Kevin James in your bedroom. Then you find out the next two boyfriends look like John Stamos. I guess you gave up on my type. That was like Tom Arnold said Roseanne was his type to get the 40 mil. He gets the 40 mil or whatever it was, divorces. The next girlfriend looks like Heather Locklear. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I guess Bernie Sanders had married the last of Roseanne's type. And then, so Howard said, when he announced he's getting married, Bubba Howard said, we should go to the wedding. He invited all of us. And we all wanted to be down with Crestor. We wanted to be, supportive of the whole thing. And we had met Bubba by then, and he was a good guy. Trip to Florida. And typical Howard. Howard said, listen, I'll get a private jet for everybody invited. There were about 7 of us invited. He goes, I got a 14-seater. Howard always doubled the people that were there. How many people are going? If it was 10, we get enough for like a 20-seater. Room to stretch, baby. Those private jet trips out to Vegas, we play cards, poker, hot waitress, Blumpkin. Anyway, no, great poker games. So Howard gets a private jet for all of us, and it's a party. I didn't own a suit at the time, so me getting fitted for a suit became a bit. Didn't fit, by the way. Pants fell on the dance floor during the Hucklebuck. I put my right foot in, I took my left foot out, my pants fell down. And we big player, me, Robin, all the players. Benji drove. And all on the private jet. Now, Howard took everybody. Great food on the jet. We land. We go to the 5-star hotel in Tampa, like the only one, like right on the beach. And we have a blast for a couple days. And we go to the wedding. The wedding is a blast. And she looks stunning. Stunning, Heather. And you get fooled. You go, I don't know. You go, this is going to be a great marriage. This is going to work. They seem to really be into each other. And it's so funny, the bit I was just doing about looks before, the priest, Southern priest in the Florida church. Great acoustics. This is what he says. He goes, Heather, you are a beautiful young woman. Gorgeous. Everything going for you on the outside, on the inside. Let me say that. On the outside, a beautiful bone structure. Gorgeous. Like a very Tampa priest. Like, okay, but could have a hot tub full of the blood of Christ. And, yes, just, I can't believe, you're just stunningly beautiful. Then he looks at Bubba and goes, and Bubba. He gives Bubba the once over and he goes, you are a gregarious young man. Say that word gregarious. I've had that happen with strippers. Strippers are always able to get money from you at a strip club. They fake like you're beautiful. Yes. They're able to fake it. They're like, oh God, they find something attractive that's believable. So you give them your money. You have a nice chin. Did anybody ever tell you that? You know? And one time this happened. This really happened. Actually, in Chicago, at a strip club. We played Zanies in Vernon Hills, Illinois. On the way back, we stopped at a strip club that John didn't tell me he had an appearance at. Whatever. I was supposed to meet a chick. I'd meet a chick at the Four Seasons in Chicago. On the way back, we stopped for a 2-hour appearance.
Oh, God.
Broad had to go home. Broad had to leave. Thanks, John. I'm watching him get a massage from a stripper. What's the matter? Are you pissed you missed the chick? Well, I thought I told you I had an appearance. No, you didn't. So I told this girl. I told the Giggles bartender. Meet me at the Four Seasons. John, there's a reason I'm not staying at the fucking La Quinta Inn with you. Trying to impress this broad. This chick's from 5 towns, Henry. She could be a big score for you. These fucking Jew broads have a lot of fucking money. You could do a favor for me, you fucking motherfucker. Come on, Henry. I do a lot of favors for you, Henry. Take this Jew broad out. These Jew broads have a lot of fucking money from 5 towns. This could be a big score for you, motherfucker. I can't go Saturday. I got the thing with Tootie. So you do the thing with Tootie afterwards. Well, you can't help me out. Yeah, so I'm dropping money at the Four Seasons for now no reason. I can't impress the girl. Artie had to leave. I had to go meet Horace Grant. My goal was not to follow Horace Grant.
Oh.
I had an offer to, be the 6 a.m. Horace was the 4 a.m. I wanted to be the 2 a.m. I'm not going to be the 6 a.m. after Horace. It's less expensive, but it's after Horace. Do you get it? John, the whole time. I got you 2 free drinks in the VIP. How hard is it to get into the VIP at Nipples? Nipples outside of Vernon Hills, Illinois. I got a quick appearance. Nipples. He's making $3,500. After we did 3 sold-out shows, I do an hour a show. John does 2 minutes about Gary's teeth. Gary's teeth should be in a wheelbarrow. Holy shit. I don't want to say Artie's fat. When he sits around the house, he says, around the house. 2 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, I do an hour. We split the fucking door.
Oh, God.
That was in the real early days. I got hip to that jive quick. How much am I? And John's like, after a while, how much am I getting for the next gig? You want to change it? I go, you're getting nothing. What do you mean nothing? I go, because you're not on it. I'm going by myself. You take the John tour that way. Good luck at nipples. Yeah, I got a broad literally to call me going, I'm leaving. Oh. She was in Arizona 9. Unbelievable.
It's so different now that the you that you are now, because I can't imagine you waiting an hour and a half for him to do that.
No, I didn't know. Oh. Well, I would have got a car. I thought, I did thought about it, but it was so complicated. I started asking the guy at the strip, one of those songs they play, you don't even know what it is. Like it's some half Spanish, like you're trying to talk. Can I get a car? But that's not what esta loca. Oh, the worst music ever. Just like, oh God, give me a blender. Off the I used to that joke all the time. Howard would play the top 5 songs in the country. One was shittier after the off the album, unlistenable. So anyway, it was. Artie, they got salad in the package. Pretty good. I only have to. Dude. I only have to stay here till 3:30 a.m. The hottest stripper looked like Ted Cruz. A minor bird.
Yeah, those are all rich suburbs, except for like right around Vernon Hills. There's a couple of them with very heavy ethnic. Let's say they would not be able to get in if Trump built the wall.
Well, put it this way. Right across there's a mall, a strip mall, outside strip mall, right across the street from Vernon's, right across the highway, and. There were a couple people in the audience that had just gone to a Target there and gotten a shirt. I think they just got off work and they couldn't wear their work shirt because it had their name on it. Right below "Welcome to Home Depot." So they got a fake silk black shirt. A couple guys still had the label on it. Levy had to do the same thing, but Levy had no shirts.
Oh.
I go with Levy in the afternoon. Me and Levy would start drinking at 1:00. We had nothing to do. We go to the comedy club. We go take it out of our pay. We're gonna drink. Start drinking at 1. 3 shows. First show at 7, 9, like midnight. The 7:00 show, I was over the legal limit. By the 3rd show, in a blackout doing stand-up. You know the horror you have waking up on the road and realizing the night before you spoke publicly in a room where people paid like $50 to see you, and they were forced to pay $14 for a bottle of Rolling Rock beer, and they have to buy at least 2 of them. You spoke in front of those people for, you're told, an hour, and you don't remember what you said. Holy living Christ. How am I still alive in the business? How am I still? How am I here? How am I right here? How is it 2016 and I'm here? How did that happen? How did that happen? There were a couple of nights in my late teens, 20s, 30s, throughout my 30s, blackout. I don't remember any of it. Young comics say, "How do I get into comedy?" I don't know. I don't remember a thing. It's a goddamn blur. I remember telling my mother I might want to try comedy, going to the corner, getting the bus to New York. I on the way out of the bus, I tripped. I hit my head on the railing going down to the Port Authority. I woke up and I was here next to Dan telling a story. I don't know what the fuck happened. How was I in a blackout on stage by myself, doing a Tuesday through Sunday at a club in Winnipeg in February? Ugh. The only thing higher than the pile of snow outside my fucking hotel room to get to the club, which was a walk. They made us walk. It was right across through a blizzard. Winnipeg. Tuesday through Sunday night. There were two people at the Wednesday night show. I sat down at their table and just tried to be funny, like have a funny conversation with them. I'm not lying. I sat down at the table. I turned the mic off. It was a couple, and I said, "I'll just be like a witty guy you had to dinner with." For 45 minutes, I did it. And
dinner with Artie.
Yeah, well, then I took pictures with them at the end. I picked up their tab. I was down $8 for the night. The only thing higher than the pile of snow outside my hotel room in Winnipeg was the pile of California snow on my desk. I said to the guy when I saw what was I? I was about 29 at the time. I was on Mad TV, so I was getting these gigs. And because I was on TV, it was a Tuesday through Sunday. Winnipeg. What am I doing in Winnipeg? Go to a Jets game? Guy Jerry Gerard, old sportscaster, reminds me of a great line he had. He was a real sarcastic guy. He was funny. Local New York sports, kind of guy you don't see anymore on Channel 11. Everybody made the playoffs in hockey, and he had a joke about it. When hockey started opening night, and he goes, opening night of the NHL was tonight. That's the league where they play 80 games to eliminate Winnipeg. Such a great joke. Reggie Jackson went out a Mike Colwell, Brewer pitcher. Once, right? He kept fighting. People tried to hold Reggie back because he thought he threw at him, and Reggie kept fighting. And they were showing a clip of it. And Gerard said, and they finally stopped Reggie before he beat up the Brewers, Long Island, and Staten Island too, which is a song. Yeah, Winnipeg. I said to the guy at the beginning. I looked at the club. I looked at the hotel. I was living in L.A. at the time doing Mad TV, and friends of mine, go to Malibu on the weekend, whatever the fuck it was. And I looked at it, I said to the manager of the club, I said, listen, dude, let's just stop playing games. Let's just be adults here. It's like, I'm going to pretend you just said, okay, Art, what do you need? I'm going to pretend you said that. I need drugs. I need something to go to sleep and something to get up to go to this club. I don't care if the weekend cost me $5,000. I did cocaine every night. Every day, every morning. For breakfast, I had cocaine. Then, of course, Frosted Flakes. It was. I'm telling you right now. And I ordered a room when I would come down from the coke and I was hungry. I would eat like a pig. And my hotel room, I kept telling the maid not to come in my hotel room because I'd be up the whole time. I put Do Not Disturb on. They didn't make up. They were called concerned. Mr. Lang, we've never not cleaned the room for 8 days. I got there Tuesday morning. By the Friday, they hadn't cleaned the room. I just kept getting pillows and towels. When she first entered the room, the maid almost started crying. I said, it looked like, it looked like Pablo Escobar and the guy who invented buffalo wings had a fucking bender together. But my point is, how did I get through that weekend? That week in Winnipeg. How did I go from there? How am I here right now? How did life keep going? How did like my angel come down like It's a Wonderful Life in Winnipeg and just go, we're gonna call it here. Your life has become like the Jerry Cooney Norton fight. We're calling it. We've been waiting for you to throw in a towel, man. We come down. It's like, yeah, this is where it ends. The Thursday in Winnipeg. We're going to stop. Can you wait till he gets here with the coke? No.
No mas.
By the way, I remember the guy. I won't say it. The guy's name was the manager. They would say, God, we'll assume there's no way you can listen, but I have to assume it. It'll be a dead giveaway. I didn't say the name of the club, right? In Winnipeg. It could be a lot.
Wait, it wasn't Giggles, was it?
No, Giggles is Chicago.
Okay.
No, I didn't say it. Anyway, I don't know how I got from there to here. But my point is, my point I'm trying to make is right now, it just sucks in life because Hulk Hogan, I got to know these guys very well. And Hulk Hogan and Bubba and this chick Heather, it seemed like it was going to work. Hulk and Bubba were inseparable. They were like brothers. And Bubba was a really successful radio guy. You can tell you don't need the insane fame of Howard. You know, obviously he wasn't successful or rich as Howard, but he had enough money to where in Tampa, he had a 14,000 square foot house, Bubba, in Tampa. Right on the water with a pool, just living like a king. And the gorgeous wife that comes along with it. And we say, Art, was he also had everything going for him, right? So, like, looks too, right? I go, well, looks, well, let's say, great guy. Bubba and I became close. I used to do an impression of him. Here's Fabrizi, here's Manson. There was no irony to the show. It hit you over the head, you know. I compared us to the Gambinos and them to the Westies, the Crazy Irish Gang. Again, the Gambinos started using the Westies in the 70s. Gotti would use them to collect money. They'd say, go collect money from a guy. That was it. And they would cut the guy's hand off. And Gotti had to call the Westies to get the Crazy Irishman and go, guys, you have to calm down. We used the Stern Show. We were like the Gambinos. We would say to them, you have to calm down. And Bubba, what are you doing? Like, Bubba had a shit hits the fan day, and I was going down there to do stand-up, and he had me come on in the morning. That afternoon, they were on right after us. And to promote the gig, so I land from the airport, I go there, and they say, you're here for shit hits the fan day. And I thought, okay, they're going to tell a guy, his wife's cheating on him and seeing the shit hits the fan, like, a metaphor. No, people were throwing shit at a fan.
Oh, God.
And a listener would stand in front of it. And if he got hit with enough shit, he got money. I don't know what it was, or tickets to like a fucking Kid Rock concert. I don't know. What the fuck? I thought it was like literally like, this shit is the fan. Oh, we're going to tell this guy's world's going to blow up because we're going to tell him, his shirt has, a rash on it or something. I don't know. See, the shit's going to hit the fan. No, they were throwing shit at a fan. The fan was going on full, and then it would hit another fan who was a person. Oh, God. And they said to me, Art, do you want to stand? I said, excuse me. Excuse me. Do I want to be the guy who gets hit with the shit? Did you just... Well, Jesus, Mr. Big Shot over here. Mr. New York Values. Doesn't want to get shit on him. It was dog shit. Bubba, there's probably human feces there.
Oh, God.
There's Fabrizi. Fabrizi had a shit. It's, Mr. Big Shot, Mr. New York over here doesn't want to get his balls shocked. That was something else he did. He put shockers on your balls and shock them. Richard and Sal did. The hardest I ever laughed was when I saw their faces. But they said, "Oh, you want to do it?" I'm like, "No, I'm not doing it. No, I can think of jokes. That's how I'll make a living." Hey, you want to throw the shit? I want to throw the shit. Nothing. I don't want to be near the shit. Well, the shit at the fan, Artie's a real wuss. Like one of those, they hate New Yorkers. Like a real New Yorker, tough New Yorker, whatever. Like in the Midwest, Chicago's one of those places. If the New Yorker, like if I order, with my reputation, if I order a cheeseburger and I don't put pastrami on it, I'm a pussy. It's big in like Detroit. Oh, what, no pastrami on the burger? What are you, fag? Mr. Fagel over here doesn't put pastrami on his hamburger. With mayonnaise and Russian dressing and mustard and a turkey leg. No turkey leg on top of your mustard and hamburger leg? No, nothing. Is Don Lemon a gay guy too? We're watching CNN.
I think Don is gay, yes.
Wait a minute, I know he is because, first of all, the nicest guy in the world.
Yes, I know him.
I mean, yeah, he interviewed me. What a great guy. And by the way, he said we should hang out. And I said, I said to him, yeah, God, he's probably a hip guy, he's a younger guy. I mean, some bars we could go to, but we go to the mutual bars where there's guys and gals. No, but, it is funny how, it is a different world. And it's great to live in a world where you can be so comfortable. It was me and the John Fugelsang, another comic, who was very left-wing liberal, so it didn't matter with him. But, he can't, during one of the commercial breaks, actually, Lemon said to me, he said, I was dating a guy who, did, very casually dating a guy. And I was like, it is a different world. And in real life, that's a great thing, like I'm saying. But in comedy, you can't make jokes about it when it hurts comedy. But in the real world, it's cool that someone can be like that. That wasn't allowed a long time ago. It kind of sucked. And he really is a nice guy.
You know, that was the first night he ever beat Fox. It was the night you were on, because he texted me the next day.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, because they have the overnights.
Right. Well, whatever. I think I just got lucky there. Yeah, so you got Anderson Cooper and Don Lemon. You got the white catch and the black catch of all time. You know what I mean? And then you got that Shepard Smith. What's going on there? What's going on there?
And Rachel Maddow, let's not forget
Rachel Maddow. What's going on there? Fucking show business. I had to follow her at the Tonight Show. The last Tonight Show I did, I followed Rachel Maddow. You know what her bit was? Her joke? She made a drink. Oh, I love these women. They think they're so funny because they know how to. They drink, get a point. Oh, me and my friends, we get together. I make a great margarita. No, you don't. The warm-up comic, like sweating, trying to get a reaction out of the fucking crowd. Some broad just said she made a margarita, so cheer for it. Meanwhile, Artie's in the back. I had to pitch 82 anecdotes and stories to a guy to pick 4 of them. I'll anchor it. 58th appearance. I'm following Rachel Maddow. I love the Tonight Show. I'll do it anytime, of course. Follow anybody. That's all right. At 12:30, I'm saying I was #1 guest. Apparently, stuff changes at 11:30. Lord Michaels was like, no, Artie's more of a #2 at 11:30. When I think of Artie, I think of #2. I think of #2 hitting the fan. Yeah, Jimmy, I know the Artie thing. Interesting question we're going to visit here. Yeah, he was first guest on the old 12:30 show, and yeah. Wait, I'm just pouring a Chardonnay. I'm just opening up the first bottle of wine ever made. I bought it this afternoon. I'm drinking it on the space shuttle. I'm teaching my son how to drive in the space shuttle. And the original Batmobile. I bought Cesar Romero, and he's... #1. Yeah, no, he's #2. The Tonight Show, 11:30, Artie's #2. Actually, is there a better #2? Because he's more of a #3 now. Actually, just put him on Seth. I did Seth Meyers. I was #2 on Seth Meyers, too, by the way. I did it. Of course I did it. I do everything. Sitting here coming up with bits. The Roots, though. I love the Roots, and they're good to me. They always like me there. They compliment me in the press. They told Time Magazine, I was the best guest. My name, of all the names I could have mentioned. Seth Meyers, I got a weird look from Fred Armisen, head of the band, Fred Armisen. Those glasses. Been on Saturday Night Live for 42 years. All right. Went off on a tangent. My point is, it makes me sad that this ugly, ugly thing, Hulk and Bubba were great friends. They're not anymore. Clearly don't like each other, and Heather's up there. I don't know. I mean, she's a hot chick. I have no reason to. She was always very nice to me, and nice to me, until somebody more famous for me walked into the area. Yeah, I mean, God, I was telling Bubba, who am I looking forward to talking to the most tonight? Who did I say? Artie. Did I not? Is that Tiffany Amber Thiessen? Wait a minute. What about what? What about? I thought you. No, I said, Bubba, I have to spend at least. Is that Max Casella? That's Max Casella. And it saddens me. We'll see how it plays out. But Hulk supposedly had sex with Bubba's wife. Bubba asked him to have sex with his wife so he could videotape it. Hulk Hogan's claiming, and Heather, by the way, the wife, is claiming they did not know they were being videotaped. Gawker, suing Gawker for $100 million for putting it on. So Gawker is trying to prove, in a very monotonous way, Dan even figured out how to see it on the court. It's amazing. We're watching some of the testimony because it's funny knowing the players involved. That's the front page of the Post is Heather. Big story, especially here in New York. I'd like to hear what Howard has to say about it. I want to check into Howard and listen. I don't know if he's talking about it. Maybe he's not allowed to. But it's funny how they're having people on the periphery. My agent, Tony Burton, who I share a client with, that was close to Bubba in the radio, he testified. I mean, if you go to that area character witness, all of us could be eligible to. All of us who are on that private jet could testify. But I'm sure Howard's the crown jewel. Could you imagine Howard testifying? Oofa.
His name came up a lot on last Tuesday.
Sure it did, yeah, because Bubba Hulk came on our show that day. I remember he was talking about Bubba's house and cameras all over the place for security, blah, blah, blah. Personally, again, knowing Hulk Hogan, he is a guy who's not an asshole. I bet he was really upset. And Gawker doesn't give a shit. And it might be a technicality, but I hope he wins. If Aaron Andrews gets 55, I hope he gets 50. Put it that way. I hope he wins. I'm rooting for Hulk big time there, of course. But it sucks. None of them are friends anymore. Life goes on, and everything becomes shit. You hear that, young people? Everything. Everything becomes shit. When I first saw when I saw the first episode of Two Broke Girls, I said, "This will always be great." Those first couple episodes of Two Broke Girls, you could keep your Odd Couple honeymooners. I hurt myself laughing. I hurt my kidneys hurt from laughing. Could be that I have a kidney condition. Very possible. No, honestly, oh God, the first couple of Two Broke Girls, right, Dan? You know.
Season 5, right?
Yeah, of course you know. You know exactly. The fact that Dan knows that ruins the bit. Because it's clear he's really into it.
I've never seen the show
Season
once.
5. I know it's season 5. How do you know that?
Huh?
How do you know it's season 5?
Because I just Googled
Okay,
it.
of course you Googled it. Everything gay, just Google it. No, I'm kidding, of course. The flow of the bit is ruined now. Because I've had to go right into it. But now it just, somehow it's not that great anymore. And I can't even remember when it jumped the shark Two Broke Girls. Maybe when one wasn't broke, so it was really one broke girl for a little while. That's a tough arc. One broke girl, one doing all right girl. That was a tough arc to pull off. I don't know if they did it. Commercial on right now. 3 Asian people blowing out candles on what the commercial's for. Oh, what's it for? An Asian family. Zillow mortgages. Okay. Different country. We're living in. That was a white guy golfing. Commercial. Politically correct commercials. The last time I saw a white guy rob a house was in a commercial for an alarm company. There was an anti-terrorism commercial about a terrorist leaving a bomb at an airport in a hoodie. A family reports him, okay? The family all have beards and turbans. When they arrest the terrorist and take his hood off, the terrorist looks like Ethan Hawke. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good, that helps the country. That's helpful. Yeah, convince younger people to look for Ethan Hawke as a terrorist in an airport while the 4 Hindos put a bomb up his ass. Literally, why you're looking for a terrorist from that commercial, guys. Terrorists look like Ethan Hawke, so keep an eye out for Ethan Hawke. Meanwhile, the family of Hindus is literally putting a suicide vest on the guy. And now we blow up. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, believe me, terrorists normally don't look like the guy, like Denzel Washington in Training Day. His partner in Training Day. All right. I'm losing it. I gotta go. Don Lemon, look at him. Really, a nice guy. And I did. By the way, I called him. He gave me his cell number. I said, let's hang out. Never heard back. Gay guys don't like me. You know why? Because they're like chicks. Chicks don't like me either. They body judge. Like Margaret Joe, they're body judging. Gay guys like exactly what chicks like. They're like that hard body, that guy. You know, Dad. What guys do you love? I know they like that guy, like, Greg Louganis with the legs and the fuck. You know what I'm talking about? Really, really fucking hot guys. The fucking guys, those fucking hot guys. How long have we been talking?
We have been talking an hour and almost 19 minutes.
And there's a podcast. We love you. Another week in the books, Sir Mix-a-Plix. That guy who complained earlier in the week that, I'm just starting to shit all over him. We just completed, I think, our 14,000th hour of podcasting. Thanks to David Wells, best guest ever. By the way, there was no real poll. I tried to make him feel good. And, no, he's my vote. And he might come in in June. Don't bust his balls, but how fun would that be?
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
And if he brings Cone, I heard Cone has a huge cock too, Dan. FYI. So David Wells, you're the best. You rule. 3-2 for the high school team. You'll get better. And he definitely fucks some parents. Like, come on. He's got a wife. He's got to calm down. And Filato, you're great as always. And another great week. We love you. Have a good weekend. And you never know. Do we always show this week?
Yes, we do.
We do.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have to because, we spoil you guys. There's a lot of hours of podcasting. But I always feel guilty. So you never know. I'm not guaranteeing it, but maybe a surprise show over the weekend. I got a lot going on. Very successful. Judd Apatow and HBO called, by the way. Another week they asked me to clear.
Wow.
Another week in June.
That's fantastic.
Wow. Baby. You're talking to a guy who's officially a recurring role. Recurring role in an HBO Judd Apatow show. Now, at least when we shot it, and you saw a script, this is big. Like in vinyl. They started with The Sopranos. They name each episode. And they name it, it's a reference to what they talk about in the episode. Sometimes it's obscure. Like the second to last Sopranos was called The Blue Comet. And that was a reference to it. When Bobby Bacala got hit, he was buying a Blue Comet train. Or sometimes it's obvious about something that's big. Obvious in the show. They name episodes. HBO's big for that. So the show I'm on is Crashing. Written and directed by Judd Apatow, the pilot. Starring Pete Holmes, who created it. Talented guy. And as far as the last time I left, as far as I know, it's still true. When you look it up, the name of the first show in the pilot of Crashing is Artie and Dan. And that refers to moi. Moi. Yeah. It might change. They might have to reshoot if they really don't like my performance. So it might change to, the name of the show might change to Aziz Ansari.
Oh, God.
But we have a different look. No, again, so far that's true. Again, I'm so humbled and grateful for that, but I'll be in quite a bit of this season. We picked up for 6, and I'm having a lot of fun, man. Apatow could not be cooler to work with, man. And I'm thankful to him and Pete Holmes at HBO. So more on that. Third book deal. We start writing the book next week. Next week, by the way, amongst our guests, Tony Siragusa on Monday.
Yes.
Tony Siragusa will talk about getting fired at Fox. The pussies have won. There's no one more entertaining on the fucking air than Tony Siragusa. He's so much fun to do. But maybe, here's the problem. Maybe he was too much like a man. Maybe he was too heterosexual. Get another broad to fucking analyze the game. I don't give a shit what you think about that. I don't mind a couple. That's fine. But Siragusa, that's football. Erin Andrews, I'm telling you, what happened to her is despicable, and I'm glad she won. But did you hear her testimony? She has every right to sound that way when she's talking about that because she gets a pass because of what happened to her. But you get a feeling she sounded like that a lot. Daddy, the BMW doesn't start. Daddy. There's only one first-class flight out of Northwestern that we... I couldn't say daddy when I was 19 and cry. You know why? Because daddy was dead. That being said, she was violent. All right. I love you all. Tony Siragusa Monday to get to the bottom of this. Honestly, guys, come on. He's a guy talking football. Say he probably offended somebody because he might have said broad or something. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I'm telling you, you need the Tony Siragusas of the world, guys, to raise your kids. Look, I understand we're going for that thing. Every guy's going to be like Ryan Seacrest soon. Everybody's going to be androgynous. Guy, girl, gay, not, perfect, beer. You know, we're going into an era, like Ryan Seacrest dates a girl, whatever. And it looks like he takes longer to get ready than she does. That's what we're getting into, that era. Okay, fine. Whatever. Stuff moves on. I guess that's evolving. But be careful, guys. You need the Siragusas, you need the slobs, you need the bees, because a boy has to be a boy, a little bit of you. All right? In other words, if you're a mom, a single mom, and you're raising a son, and you have a friend who's like a Ryan Seacrest type, and you're raising him, and he goes out with a Ryan Seacrest type, that's fine. That's fine. But just to be safe, I would say once every 2 months, let me have the kid for a weekend. Okay. I'm not going to get him high or drunk. You might have to watch me get high or drunk, but that's right. No, I'm saying, of course I would have. I'll go in the other room. No, I just give me the kid for a weekend, okay? Let me take him to a ball game. When he comes back, maybe I'll have undone some of the damage that the Ryan Seacrest type did. All right. Siragusa, and of course the great Anthony Moser, my co-author. He'll be on one day next week to talk about what the new book's going to be about, and that's going to be the same day after the podcast we start to write. So Artie's working. So next week is going to be fun. Maybe a surprise show this weekend to make up. Dan, you have something to say?
April 15th. I was on the phone with Vinny Brand about 2 hours ago. We are set for a live podcast at the Stress Factory.
You're a little too excited. Yelling. Okay, April 15th. I just said Siragusa, no big deal, big story, very low. And you go, April 15th! You know what that was like? That was like me going, and the Beatles reunion will be at the Garden Monday. Dan, you have something to say? REO Speedwagon, get back together! Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Okay, we got it. Yeah. Best New York Yankees of all time. We got Derek Jeter coming in, and Derek will be at the hall signing autographs. And Dan, you have something to say? Jim Mason, 1976 shortstop. Jim Mason at 210. He'll be there too. April 15th, we're doing a live podcast from the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey. One of my favorite clubs to play. I still play it. I've been playing for 20 years. Vinny Brand is here every Wednesday. Great comic in his own right, owns it. And hopefully, if this is successful, we'll do it on a regular basis. April 15th, 3 p.m. in the afternoon. It's a Friday from the Stress Factory. You can buy tickets, $20, $25, whatever it is, a couple of drinks, and right on top of us, on stage at the Comedy Club, a live show. With the crowd.
They will go on sale Monday.
Tickets go on sale Monday. Go to stressfactory.com and all that stuff.
Or Artie Quitter. They'll be on our site.
Artie Quitter too.
Yes.
ArtieQuitter.com. We'll plug it a lot on Twitter and here. But that's going to be fun. Come see us live. Do the podcast. We did it in Montreal for the Comedy Festival in Montreal this summer, and it destroyed. Howie Mandel showed up, Joe DeRosa, Gilbert Gottfried, and, the great Jamie Smooth. Cotton and Gino back in the days of Wine and Roses. Michael Che almost got on, but Chris Cotton bumped him. That was a blast. We had a blast doing it in Hoboken Comedy Festival, but not like this. Is going to be a real organized, it's going to be different. First time we're really doing it live. Stress Factory, April 15th. So look for a surprise show this weekend. If not, we'll back at it Monday with Siragusa. Take